Just Cool Radio disturbing the silence. Everybody turn it up loud, loud, loud. Just Cool Radio. Madina.
Project or product to the next level. Want to reach a dynamic and engaged audience? Look no further than JusCoolRadio.com. At Just Cool Radio, we offer the perfect platform to showcase your brand. Our diverse programming and loyal listeners are the ideal match for your advertising needs. Whether you're a local business, an emerging entrepreneur, we've got you covered. Want to add some star power to your event? Book Just Cool Radio talent to bring excitement and professionalism to your next big occasion. Our talented hosts and DJs will keep your audience entertained
It's
and
Women's
engaged. Don't
Wellness
miss out on this incredible
Wednesday.
opportunity. Visit
It's your girl
justcoolradio.com
D,
today
Lana,
to learn more
here
about our
with you
affordable
to
advertising
calm down
packages and
and
booking
relax.
options.
We're gonna
Just Cool
chill
Radio,
out for the
disturbing the
next
silence,
2
catching the
hours,
eyes of
and we're
many.
just going to go in on calmness. Hey, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome to JusCoolRadio.com. It's Women's Wellness Wednesday. Oh, are we excited to be here? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just so buzzed for our first show. Yay! Can you tell I'm excited? It's just so super great to be here with you. I've got an amazing guest who's going to come up on the hour, and we're going to be talking today. Our topic today is actually about the color of madness. Yes, this is the book that we will be featuring today. We're going to go in deep, the color of madness. You are going to get your own book. We are going to go in and we're going to talk about topics that touch the heart. So, welcome, welcome, welcome again, you beautiful souls. I just want to bring you in. I'm going to get your reactions in a minute. Oh, it's just going to be so super amazing to hear what you have to say. And I hope that some of these topics that we discussed today, they touch you. I hope that they resonate with you. And we want to hear your feedback and what you feel about this topic and this discussion. And let us know what topics you'd like to hear. We've got amazing topics lined up, by the way, for the rest of May and into June. Oh my goodness, it's going to be jumping June. Hello, hello, hello. It's so good to see you all. Amazing. I see you. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you're all flooding in. I love it. It's just looking amazing. Thank you for joining. So, today, I just want us to start by breathing. How breathing is just so important for us. We just take it for granted, don't we? We take it for granted. We're going to breathe in. Hi, Tracy. I'm waving at you. I'm waving at you. I can see all of you are joining in. It's amazing. It's amazing to see you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining. And you've come to the right place if you're looking to get those 2 hours just to take back on a Wednesday in the middle of the week. We're just going to take back control of ourselves. We're going to ground ourselves. We're going to breathe. We're going to breathe. Let's do that right now. Let's just breathe in for 4 seconds through the nose. Hold it. And release for 6 seconds. There you go. And just roll our shoulders back. Oh, goodness. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't it good? Hello, Simply Divine. Lovely to see you as well. It's all good. Everybody, I can see you all, and I'm so stoked to have you here on this lovely afternoon. I nearly said this morning. I've got to remember when I'm in the afternoon. And yes, it's just amazing to see you all. And I'm going to invite you all to give your comments very, very soon. So today's theme, like I said, is coming out of this book, The Color of Madness. But the real deep meaning, the real deep title that we want to go for today is Surviving Trauma as a Black Woman in the UK. Yes? Yeah? Does that resonate with you? They're feeling something yet? We're going to go in deep. We're going in deep. Well, I want to ask you guys, how are you feeling today? Let me know. How are you feeling? How do you feel? Just one word, one sentence. Oh, I like the dress. Thank you so much. Blessings. Thank you. Thank you so much. That really makes my day. Thank you. Yes. Oh, love hearts to you too. Love hearts. And somebody's taking my mouse. Hey. Oh, we're live. Anything can happen. I love it. I love it. I love it. Where's the mouse, Mr. DJ? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Our manager, our engineer has produced a mouse out of the air. It's amazing. It's lovely to see you all. Oh, honey, I love the heart. I love it all. I'm loving this love. I'm feeling this love. I just love love. I love love. Thank you so, so much. This is good. Okay, so remember, just keep joining in on all the socials. Just keep coming in and stay tuned. I just love that. Okay, so I want to get us started with an uplifting verse, something to pump us up, get us going. So let's go. I'm going to read it out to you. Your power is your strength. What does that mean to us? What does that mean to you when you talk about your power? What do we think about when we're talking about our power? What is your power? Princess Martin, hello, hello. Lovely to see you. I love it. I love it. Oh, fantastic. The Skisha Joy joining in. Tell me, what do you think your power is? And when you know what your power is, how does that give you your strength? I think knowing your power is then it's giving you your strength. Don't you think? Do you think? You think that's right? What do you think about that? Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, lovely to see you all. I'm just so stoked to see all of you that have joined in. It's amazing. Let me know in the comments. What do you think is your power? What's your power? I'm going to think, what's my power? What's my power? I guess my power would be the power of speech, the power of communication, the power of talking, the power of being in front of you today and actually giving back all I've learned over the course of my whole life. It's been a schoolyard. Do you feel it? I've been learning. I've been in school, in and out of school, on the street, in the college, at home. Everywhere you go, you're learning every single day. You're learning something new. But what do we do with all this education? What do we do with all this that we get? We try and give it back. So I feel that's my power. So I'm telling you, that's my strength. But what's yours? I want to hear what's your strength? What's your power? What do you feel is your power? What are you thinking that you can give back? And meanwhile, while you're having a think about that, have a think, because we're reflecting on the meaning and relevance of having power. What's our power? Remember, some people you've heard them say, you can't take away my power. Nobody should be able to take away your power. What is your power? What is your power? It's a good thing. It makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you think. Okay, so we are looking at the option of I'm inviting you to give me your favorite quotes as well. I don't just want to give my own quote and that's it. So come in with your life quotes. I want to hear what your quote of the day is because everybody wakes up and you have something on your mind. There's something that you say. There's something. Sometimes mine is just, I'm grateful. Thank God I'm alive. Hey, I woke up, I'm breathing. And that's why I started us off with just simple breaths. It's so important to breathe, isn't it? Something we just do without thinking, and we do it every single day, every minute. We have to keep breathing. It's helpful to breathe, isn't it? Don't you agree? It's helpful to keep breathing. I love that. So I want to also give you a lovely quote as well of the day, which will resonate with you. Sip of the day. Embrace the power of a fresh start. It's Wednesday, and you've got the strength to turn your dreams into reality. So when we wake up, like I said, in the morning, the first thing we do is just give thanks and praise. Hey, just say thank you. I'm alive, I'm well, I'm fit, and I'm ready to face and conquer another day. Isn't that what is the best thing in the world? Hello, hello. I see you all. I can see all of you. And I'm just loving your presence. I'm loving you. Thank you, thank you. Simply Divine. Shaz Wills, T. Wilkski. Oh, everyone that's joined. I've got, is that N? N. My power is my empathy for others. Oh, I'm just loving that. That is just amazing. When we say we have empathy for others, What is that? What is that? That's just a great power to have. That is a great attribute to have when you think about others and you're putting yourself in their place. I'm waving at you all. I'm waving back. I know I've seen a lot of waves. Don't think I haven't seen them. I have seen all your waves. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. But we're thinking today also about our power. Red hot melon, love it. Jalen joined, I love it. Coming in, have a think about what is your power? What would you want to give back? What do you think is your strength? Because your power is your strength. It's you. And guess what? You are unique. Yes, you are. You are unique. There is no other you. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that a wonderful thought? That there's no other me in this whole world. I am who I am, and you are who you are. And you just want to let the world know that. They just got to deal with it. They got to take it because that is your power. And no one can take your power away from you. Amazing. I love it. So, today's topic, I'm going to remind us again, mental health and race in Technicolor. Now, where did I get that topic from? I'm telling you, this book, you need to go out and get. If you haven't got it already, you need to rush out and get it. Where can I get this book? I hear you say. Amazon. I got mine off Amazon. There are other good bookshops online as well, or on your high street. But I got mine on good old Amazon. And I'm going to tell you about, we're going to go in depth into this book. We're going to go in deep. We have a lot to talk about in this book. But first, I'd like to share a lovely poem right out of this book. So let me give the credits to Dr. Samara Linton and Rihanna Walcott. Thank you so much, Dr. Rihanna. I've been reminded, yeah. There's a reason for that. Don't worry, we'll explain all that later. Dr. Rihanna Walcott. So I am going to page 164. That's the one. I remember the page. And I'm reading from I Finger a Coil of My Hair and Tug by Farah Riley Gray. My black skin is not the picture of depression. We expect it to be strong, to suffer in silence. So scared of being diagnosed, told to pray. Do Russian ballet. Eat blueberries. Have you ever sat in a hospital waiting room after trying to kill yourself and been made to feel like a criminal? I see how they treat that pretty white girl and me differently. I'm ushered out of A&E without being seen by a doctor, still bleeding. I smear my heritage on the walls, castrated by the stereotype of angry black woman. My social worker calls. He says Negro on the phone to me. My sick note has my ethnic background as white. Can they not see the color of my skin? They tell me it doesn't matter. They told me I don't matter. Even though trauma is woven into the fabric of my skin. If I pull the loose threads, I will come undone. I finger a coil of my hair and tug. Thank you. Thank you for listening to that piece. I hope it's resonated with you. I hope you felt that, because I really felt what the writer of the poem was trying to say to me. And I resonate with a lot of those things that she was going through or has experienced just in her daily life. Going to A&E in itself is a topic on its own. Let's not play about. I mean, hands up, who's been to A&E lately? I'm telling you, that is an experience. You can write a whole book on going to A&E, but then to be faced with some prejudices just because of the color of your skin, and she feels it. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I see you all, and I'm loving the interaction. Thank you so much, so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we discuss today about the color of madness, mental health, and race in Technicolor. It's going to be very, very exciting when we dig in deep into this book. I love it. I'm loving it so much. Now, I want to relate a story to you because I told you about going to A&E. It can be an experience. I've had quite a few experiences in A&E. Tell me about your experiences. What have you had? What type of experiences have you had in A&E? I the last time I went to A&E, I went in, I went in hobbling on one leg. So they rushed me into a wheelchair, thank goodness. My leg, for some reason, just flared up. Don't know, out of the blue. We don't know what was going on. But they were good. They gave me a wheelchair. And the lady that was signing me in, you go to register at the desk when you first get in and announce yourself and you tell them why you're there and what you're doing. She said, oh, it does say 3 hours waiting time, but don't worry about it. Look, it's really quick today, and I'm sure you'll be in and out in an hour and a half. So in my mind, I've psyched myself up like, oh, it's not too bad. There weren't too many people around. It's going to be a good, quick in and out, and they'll tell me what's wrong with me, and I'll be out of here. I waited 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. By the 4th hour, I was thinking, oh, this quick visit is getting a bit long now, and I haven't even seen a triage nurse in sight. So, after about the 4th hour, I hobbled up to the desk to ask, do you think it will be my turn soon? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Really sorry. We've got a lot of people in today. It's going to be a little while now. But you're the next one. You'll be seen very soon. And I'm sure you can resonate with how they just try and encourage you, but they know there's no end in sight. They know it could be another 2 hours, but they don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that you're going to be here all night. And eventually, I do get seen by a triage nurse who wheels me in, wheels me back out, and eventually I get seen and I go home with 2 crutches. But as you can see today, not a crutch in sight, crutch free, so I'm cured. Hallelujah. It's a good day. There's been healing since that was about what? That December. Oh my gosh, doesn't time fly? Who feels like this year is just flying by? I can't believe we're already in May. I'm telling you, time waits for no man or woman. Time does fly, but we're having fun. That's the main thing. As long as you're having fun and making each and every day count. Okay, so I feel it's time for us to take a breather. We're going to take 5, and I want you to go away, come back, because we're going to have some big topics. We're going to get into those topics, all the topics that we've mentioned so far. We're going to dissect them. We're going to go in deep, and we're going to really find the truth and find solutions to our health and our healing. So stay tuned. Okay.
Asking me to stay. Say please, please, please don't go away. You say I'm giving you the blues. Maybe you mean every word you say. I can't help but think of yesterday and another who tied me down to lovable rules. Before this river, there comes an ocean. Before you throw my heart back on the floor. Oh, baby, I reconsider my foolish notion. Well, I need someone to hold me, but I wait for something more. Yes, I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. Because I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. Just have to wait because I got to have faith. To have faith 'cause I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. Because I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith.
Don't never take my power, my power, my power. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. They feel away, oh wow. They feel away, oh wow. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. They feel away, oh wow. They feel away, oh wow. I was always in the lead. Who you wanna be? I'm who they wanna be. BEAUTYE. Never seen so much rage from a queen. Rage from a queen. Queen so strong, thought she was a machine. Girl of your dreams, Sinclair regime. Turn to the max, can't forget vaccine. Refer to me as a goddess. I'm tired of being modest. 100 degrees the hottest. If we being honest, ebony antibiotics. Black people win. They say we being demonic. Angel in disguise. I hate. I have to disguise it. Why you gotta despise it? Rich in demand is why I'm making deposit. Carry all the power. It's time to realize it. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. They feel away, oh wow. They feel away, oh wow. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. They feel away, oh wow. They feel away, oh wow.
This that rhythm, this that lightning, this that burn, this ain't no perm, this that nappy, this that herb, this that kinfolk, this that skinfolk, this that war, this that bloodline, on the front line, ready for war, where you gonna run? Get it loose, get it low, get it low, why you get it loose, get it loose, get it low, get it low, oh, gotta protect my grace, keep it locked in the safe, don't make me get back to my ways, my power they never take.
Don't never take my power, my power, my power. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. They feel away, oh wow. They feel away, oh wow. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. They feel away, oh wow. They feel away, oh wow.
Fumanibo, salingenile ikumkani, ningangabazi amandla, ngizokobisa abanenka. Thulanibo, salivukile timonila, nibabuzile abasiyonga. There will be peace when I'm done. Chonganibo, ndim nestim sam, sizilethile izikhali, la amagwala wahlangana. Hlalanibo, niyayibona inkinga lento soyilungisa. Thembami, goqa amakhosi ayiqeda amandla.
Don't never take my power, my power, my power. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. They feel away, oh wow. They feel away, oh wow. Don't never take my power, my power, my power. Don't never.
Hey, welcome back. This is Women's Wellness Wednesday on JusCoolRadio.com. Coming live at you on all the socials. Just get in touch and you would be able to join us on this wonderful Wednesday. Women's health, mental health and well-being being tackled here. And we'll be sure you're going to get the support and signposted in the right direction. It's just so exciting to be with you. Remember I said something about jumping June? Yeah, jumping June. Why did I say that? Well, this little item might give you a little kind of clue as to what will be happening in June. Yes. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to say when we're going through the show, at any time, we're going to be able to say, oh, that was good. One. If we say, oh, it was okay. Yeah, we'll say it's okay. Well, if it's excellent. And we're really stoked and really happy. 1, 2, 3. Yeah? Okay, you got it. Right. Hello, Real Stemmy. We see all of you. I can see everybody who's joined waving back at you. Women's Wednesdays with D. 12 to 2 GMT, JusCoolRadio.com. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So when June comes around, I have a special guest. Her name is Margaret Omani, but fondly known as Maga Mama. Oh, she's talented. Now she's coming in and she is going to teach us how to play the African drum real well. African drum. You think I can play? You think I can play? I'm playing around with it now. By the time Maga finishes with us, oh yes, we are going to be playing those drums like professionals. And also, real exciting. I am super excited that she is coming in. So she's going to be with us for a few weeks in June because she's going to teach me how to play my violin again. Can you believe I haven't picked up my violin since I was 10 years old? Yes. So we're not going to go into how many years ago that was. It was just last week. But I joke. But no, I was playing the violin. I was a virtuoso. I could play whatever you like. I used to play the violin so well. And then it got taken away, shipped off somewhere, and that was the end of that journey into violin land. That was the end of it. However, I must have been banging on or nagging somebody because about 2 years ago, a violin turned up on my Christmas list. And now I'm the grand owner of a new violin. And guess where it is? Somewhere in the rafters gathering dust. Ha! yeah, gathering dust. I know. So I thought, no, we're not going to do that again. I have been gifted this violin. I am going to relearn how to play the violin. And guess what? I want to do it in front of a few friends. That's you guys. I'm going to learn. So if you need to get earplugs now, I'm giving you good warning. But I am hoping to be able to at least play one good tune before the end of the lesson. So this is going to be super fun. I am just super stoked about this. Okay, it's just so amazing. All right. I am just so happy. I am so overwhelmed. I am just full of joy to be able to introduce to you our guest for the day. She is going to come in. Well, you know it's a she now. Yeah, I've said she, haven't I? Yeah, no more surprises there. But yes, the lovely she is coming to come and discuss with us about her experience in reading The Color of Madness. Now, remember the book I told you about? So it gives me great pleasure and great joy to introduce Miss Nikki. I'm not going to give her full name. Miss Nikki Lana. Please join us. Thank you coming in. Thank you, Nikki, for joining us. Thank you. Testing. Are you in? Testing. Yep. Oh, where's our engineer? Engineer. Yep. Have we not switched on?
Yeah.
Thank you. It's just a button. It's just a button. And you know. And if you don't know, you don't know.
Now we know.
Now we know. Absolutely. It's so good to have you here. Thank you for joining us on Women's Wellness Wednesday, the first show. We're so excited. So super excited. It's lovely. Now, I've given you a brief introduction. I didn't really say too much. So I want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself to our lovely listeners. Over to you, Morenike.
Okay.
Nikki.
Well, yeah. No, that's fine. So my full name is Morenike, but I'll probably just refer to myself as Nikki for practicality. And my relation to the topic, why I think I was asked to come on today as a guest, is I have experience of being in the mental health system in the UK from around the age of 13, I would say. And I now work as a mental health practitioner for a charity. So I get to share what's worked for me, my experiences, and help people who are in less fortunate positions, like the one that I was in for many years, to find the support and the advice that they need during hard times. So yeah, hopefully today I'll be able to share some of that insight. And The Colour of Madness is a really great book that exemplifies what the journey of mental health can look like in the UK for people of colour, and, you know, related to the topic today, for Black women in the UK.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. So, when you were in the mental health system as a client, because I know you work there now, do you feel that you got the help that you needed?
Yeah, it was a real mixed bag, I'd say. There was some really lovely clinicians and practitioners that I met that really wanted to help and got me the support I needed. But I will say that there was a lot of false starts, a lot of trial and error, a lot of people that I would come into contact with that I do feel didn't know how to approach supporting someone through mental illness, who appeared as I did, with the identity that I did. In particular, I don't know whether I should get into it now or leave it for later, but I do have a bit of a story around how I was first diagnosed with the mental illness that led to me getting support with one of the NHS mental health trusts. And I do feel that that experience was very much coloured by my identity as a very young Black woman or girl at that point, who was being seen by doctors who were primarily older, white, British, lovely people, but admittedly, even to one of the diagnosing clinicians, that was one of the main bridges to me getting my diagnosis and further treatment. One of the first things that he said to me when I came to do an assessment, one of many, was that, you know, I am coming from a certain experience and background. I'm a 60-year-old guy. I know what I know and I don't know what I don't know, so I might not be able to connect with you on certain things. And this really took me back, it really shocked me that a clinician would be so open about, about, I guess, not an unwillingness, but a gap in knowledge surrounding a cultural sensitivity and such. And I guess as a client at that time, I didn't know whether that was a normal thing, something to be expected when going through such a diagnostic assessment. But I think now, some years on and some experience in the field, not as a medical practitioner, but still as a clinician of mental health and mental wellness, I do have the hindsight to know that that wasn't okay. The things that he had said, and yeah, some of the attitudes he showed towards mental health patients and certain diagnoses in general was just not the way. And so
what would you have liked to have seen? How would you have liked to have been treated or, you know, received that?
Well, I think for the most part, even in my practice nowadays, one of the biggest things that I try to practice and that I value is cultural sensitivity. And this can apply to anyone. Everyone has some sort of cultural background, no matter where they're from. Absolutely. And it will inform their experiences of mental health and their journey to recovery and all these things. And so I do believe that that kind of sensitivity can come from anyone to anyone. And I think it's a really important factor in getting people the right support. So for a doctor like the one that saw me and said what he said, it's not that because we don't share an identity, because we come from different backgrounds and experiences, that he couldn't have practiced that cultural sensitivity. It just comes with having the willingness to actually be open-minded, to ask curious questions, to come with gentleness and respect, and professional curiosity, I guess. If you don't have that foreknowledge of the particular demographic or person that you are serving, there's no harm in asking questions and showing a real genuine interest in growing and learning. And I think you can definitely tell as a patient on the other side who is really open to hearing you and listening and learning if they don't know, and who is really just kind of trying to get through the day, tick another box and get this one seen and out, you know?
The tick box exercises,
Yeah.
exactly. We've all been there.
Exactly.
And do you feel that your voice was heard that day and throughout the process?
Yeah, I can't say that I felt heard throughout the process. Of course, like I said, I was lucky enough that I think I was probably seen by a dozen, if not more, different clinicians, and there were several stages in getting that particular diagnosis. And yeah, I believe that unfortunately I did have to probably advocate and fight for myself a hell of a lot more than what you would expect someone who is really going through severe mental illness and who maybe doesn't have that motivation should be expected to, without that gentle hand that's kind of making it clear that you're in the right place, you've done the right thing, we're here for you to listen and to help. Yeah, so I feel I got there in the end, but I feel there should have been more people along the way that had that attitude that I'm talking about.
And did you feel that, like, because you've mentioned you were seen by different clinicians.
Yeah.
Do you feel that all the different clinicians all had joined up thinking?
That's interesting. I don't think I could say that they had all one line of thinking, because of course even and I know from working in a system of mental health or public service, social care, whatever you want to refer to it as, that even though there is kind of systemic thinking that inevitably will happen because you've got the whole department and the whole company will have to follow certain policies, and there's, you know, a lot of restrictions because of the fact that there are so many vulnerable people that will come into these kinds of services. You have to have those rules and regulations, so there's no faulting that. But of course, the way that the rules and regulations were put in place and made, and the people that made them, I think we can say with a level of certainty at this point that they weren't necessarily made with every sort of person in mind, and that will definitely affect how the clinicians who are following those policy and regulations and the things that they're trained up, the particular ways of working that they're taught to do, how they will just be following kind of orders, I guess you could say. So yeah, not really their fault, but I think that's where you kind of see how some people just follow those kind of rules and play it by the book, and this may work for the client that they're seeing and it may not, which is unfortunate. But I think there are those few special people in the health and care system that really do care and will really fight tooth and nail to get people the help and support that they need, even within following policy. You know, they'll go that extra mile because it can be easy. It's people are overwhelmed in the healthcare system. As we know, there's
That's right.
cost cutting, there's low funds, there's low capacity, but yeah, sorry, needed to sneeze.
That's all right. We
Hay
all
fever
do.
season.
Yeah, that's the truth.
But yeah, there's always those few gems, and I think it's important for people who are working in that system and people who are going into the system to be seen as a client alike, to know that it's not that you just have to follow this one way of working and that's it. You can't help people, because I believe for a lot of us who go into it to work, the reasons why we want to work in such a field is because we want to help. And so, yeah, there's always ways creatively. And
Thank you. And Nikki, do you feel that this book, The Colour of Madness, do you think it covers a lot of the experiences that you have mentioned right here? Do you think it covers it well and helps us to be more aware? What would you say would be the message in this book? Just one of the messages that you got from this book.
Yeah, for sure. I think I can't remember the exact question you just asked about the book, but I think
If it
it's
covers what you
if
have
it
just,
covers.
if it covers what the and deals with
Mm.
the situations and issues that women of color or a person of color in
Yeah.
the UK
Yeah.
would find in the social system.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of the whole sentiment behind the book. I have the privilege of having known one of the authors for quite a good portion of my life, as she's one of my best friend from school's older sister. That's Dr. Rihanna Walcott. So I did get some of the behind the scenes stuff as she was kind of compiling the book. Some stuff that like Maya would come, that's her younger sister, who's my best friend, would come and give us kind of updates on how it was going. And I think, yeah, I just believe that this book is a really great exemplifier of all the different experiences that people have had and could have in the mental health system in the UK as a person of colour. I think it really provides a sense of community, a sense of relatability, and even hope that maybe would be hard to find as a person of colour who is recognising that they need help and need support, but are recognizing that maybe the places that they search for that help and support, like maybe, you know, we all have our places that we go to when we have questions and we don't feel we can maybe go to someone in our life, maybe chuck it in on Google or Reddit, Quora, whatever it is. It's not necessarily that maybe you'll get, or even the more formal literature, especially that's put out by Mind or the NHS or just articles by bigger bodies. Of companies, it might be that they don't speak to your internal experience as well, and I think that's what this book really captures very well, is that kind of anger in some ways, that sadness and kind of feeling lost in the system and like you're not understood. I think reading this book, you can get that sense of feeling like, okay, there is someone who understands my experience in particular. There's people like me out there going through this. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend.
You're not alone.
Exactly.
And I love the organizations that you mentioned, like the NHS and Mind. These are great organizations that you can be signposted to get the help and support that you need.
Yeah.
Right.
But even better as such, I think it's great to know of the NHS, that there's help out there and such, but even more so that a lot of people don't know about is that nowadays there are actually a lot of more specific charities or organizations that work within certain communities, and they work within cultural sensitivities. So for example, one of the services that I work for, the NAS project, that is mental health wellness and also sexual health wellness charity that offers therapies. This is counseling, so that line of therapy, but also physical holistic therapies like reflexology and such, that you could receive. And the type of support that you get from the NAS project is culturally sensitive and is targeted towards Black and brown people in particular in the UK, because of the fact that it was founded from or inspired by a person called Naz, who is a brown guy who passed away from HIV a few years ago, and inspired a lot of community work and community action around stigma of that in brown communities and how to get help. And so I just wanted to cut in there and just say that there is also specific cultural support out there. It can be hard to find, it can be hard to know where to look, but you can be signposted by a lot of services out there, which hopefully we'll have time to talk about later.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for pointing us in the right direction. That's what we need to know. That's why we're here, so that we know where to get the specific help that we need for Can't say. I put my teeth back in. Specific issues.
Specific.
Specific. I have to practice that word. Can you put in the comments the words that you stumble over? There are words that we just stumble over. Sometimes we just can't get them out. Our teeth just don't allow us to say them. But Nikki, would you come back and read an excerpt from this book that resonated with you? I'd love the audience to hear and the listeners to just hear something coming from you, coming from the heart, about how it reflected and touched you and resonated with you. And we'll do that after we have a short break.
Okay.
Yes. So you have time to pick out a special one for us. And we'll talk even deeper. Hello, everyone joining in. It's lovely to see you. It's lovely to see you here on JusCoolRadio.com and all the social medias. We just love it. It's Women's Wellness Wednesday, and we are going in deep talking about mental health in the community. And today's topic is this lovely book that we are looking at, The Color of Madness. Now that says a lot of things. Doesn't that resonate to you? It says a lot of things about the color of madness, mental health, and race in Technicolor. Ooh, you don't want to miss this. We'll be back in a few. Take care.
Love saves the day. I took a walk down King Street. I was trying to find a guy. Walking home from paradise. Got daylight, happy in my eyes. Stumbling home from paradise. Find yourself that friend. Magic moments fill my mind. And still, the music never ends. But we're in love's house now. Yeah. I'm seeing everyone in me, and everyone's different. Magic notes, different folks, all swept away. Songs playing, music never ends in our rainbow family. I break down, I'm hung up, I spin around, I stand up. We all know that we're together. I'm hung up, I fall down, but I stand up. Yeah. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Save the day. Save the day. Took a walk down King Street. Walk down King Street. Oh yeah. I break down, I'm hung up, I fall down, but I stand up. Yeah. I spin around, I break down, I'm hung up, I fall down, but I stand up. Yeah. Love, 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 love. Save the day. Love, 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 love. Save the day. Yeah. Walk down King Street. Yeah. Hi, hi, hi. We're back. We're back. We were doing a little mime before. We were just testing. Technical difficulties, but it's all good. Solution. So we're breathing in, as you could tell, breathing in for 4, through the nose, hold it, and out through the mouth slowly for 6. And this time we take our arms up as high as you can, without hitting each other. And breathe out. Remember to breathe out for 6. So hold your breath. Well done. And then breathe in. Hands up. Last one. And take your arms down as you breathe out for 6. Well done. Shake those arms. Shake those shoulders. Feel loose. Well done. Well, thank you for joining. I see so many of you. I see Susie. I see Obilska. I see Neens. I see you all. It's just amazing that everyone else that has joined. Welcome. Well, we want to have a bit of fun. Yeah, so while we're standing here, we're just going to have a little bit of trivia. Who's good at trivia? Oh, we love you too. Thank you so much. Who is good at trivia? You know, sometimes you go into places and they do a little bit of a quick quiz. And you know, most of us will say, I'm not that bothered about quizzes. And it's the taking part that counts. I don't want to win. Really, secretly. We want to win. You want to win, don't you? You want to be the one that you want to be on the winning team. It's always good to be on that winning team even. So I'm just going to put out three
3 trivia questions and see who is the clever clogs in the house today. Hello, hello. So the first one is, what is the largest living tree in the world known as? Yeah, who knows it? And no Googling. Come on, guys. Let's just see how smart we are. What is the largest living tree in the world known as?
A type of tree is supposed to be.
Yeah, type of tree.
Okay.
It's got a name. It is the largest
I think I have an idea.
living tree, the largest, yeah, in the world. What is it known as?
So
Yeah.
Bilska is saying possibly sycamore tree.
Sycamore tree.
correct?
I'm not gonna say yes or no
Okay.
yet because I'm waiting to see. So, you know you're wrong. Don't worry. Keep it coming. I love the enthusiasm and I love the participation. I love the passion. So just keep going, girl. It's a big. Anton said,
Right.
no,
Tells me
Anton.
that's not it.
No, Anton. No. Anyway, no. Let's keep going. Let's keep
Any more
going. Keep try it. Keep going for it. Keep going.
Any more guesses?
The largest living tree in the world.
Try not
What's
to look
it
at the
known as? I know. I'm looking at it, but because I have to give the answer. But
Can
you
I guess
guys,
before you give the answer?
Anton, only you can laugh at yourself. Okay, we're going to. Okay, I'll put it here so you can see it as
Can
well.
I give a guess?
Yeah, give a
before
guess.
I
Oh, give a guess then. Give a
Yeah?
guess. Yeah.
Well, I think it's an oak tree, no? I feel like no. Oh well.
Just in case someone
That was
else.
my one guess.
Just in case someone else wanted to say oak tree, I'm not going to say yay or nay yet. But the anticipation, I know people are bursting to know. So it is. Would you like to read out? The answer
Oh,
is.
okay. Nowhere near.
We're learning. We're all learning today. We're
So
learning.
the largest living tree in the world is known as the General Sherman tree.
General Sherman tree. Who got that? Who got that? You clever
Not
clogs
so.
out there. I know there's someone out there who got that. So well done to you. Well done. So would you like to read the second one? Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2.
So, about what fraction of the human tooth is visible?
Yeah. Did you get that? What fraction of a human tooth is visible? Yes. Your pearly whites. How much of your pearly whites can we see? Who knows? Who knows what fraction of your pearly whites is? Oh, you want to put a ruler? Susie, go girl. 40%.
Okay.
We're thinking about that.
What's that in?
I know. What is that? What's that?
fractions?
What's that in fractions? So yeah, we got to do quick sums here. mental arithmetic. It's coming in handy now. Woo! 30. Bilska says 30. Okay.
I'm bad with math too.
No, don't run yourself down, Biscuit. I'm loving your answer, and I'll tell you why. You see, Susie was close. She's given us a sort of somewhere to start from, and then Bilska's getting warmer. I love it. I'm loving this. I love the participation. I love how you're all interacting. Oh, 50. You've gone high, girl. You going up. Okay. Oh, I love it. I did say Bilska was a little bit warmer though.
So it's in between.
But you're in the 25.
No,
Don't go
colder.
anywhere. Cold. Don't go anywhere.
So it's between Bilska, your first guess at 30, and Susie, your first guess at 40.
Yeah.
Somewhere between.
We're
that.
loving
To
that.
be fair,
Yeah.
Maybe it would be more helpful to do it in
Fractions?
what's it called?
Fractions.
That's what,
Yeah.
So like quarters or
A quarters,
thirds.
a third, a quarter,
Yeah.
a fifth,
I think they probably have guessed
half.
probably 35
Half.
is around that.
Yeah, I think Bilska looks a quarter.
Warm,
Oh,
go for it.
I'm loving that. A third.
Hey!
Hey.
Go on,
Clap
Susie.
for Susie.
Bilska and Susie, big up
But
yourselves.
Billska led the way.
you were very
You led
close.
the way to the answer, and led the way to victory. But share that glory together. I love it. I know you did. I know you did, Susie. You got it. Both together, you're winners. We're all winners. We're all winners here. We're all winners.
Yeah, exactly, 'cause now we know.
now we know.
One-third.
Now we all know. It's 1/3 of your pearly whites are showing. Ooh, so imagine how. I mean, when they do pull your tooth out, sometimes I think, whoa, was that inside my gum? It's really, really quite long, isn't it? So amazing. And one more quick trivia before we delve deep into the book. Where were playing cards invented? Was it in Europe, Asia, or Africa? Playing cards, normal deck of cards, the ace and all that. Yeah. Where were they created? Where were they invented? Where was the playing cards?
Europe, Asia, or Africa.
So that's Europe, Asia, or Africa. So where do you think?
Okay, 2 guesses.
Oh. We're just gonna get. Would you
They
like?
got it in one.
You got it in one.
Yeah.
Well done, Susie and Bilska. You're hot today.
Yeah.
Neens is in there as well. We got another runner. We got winners all round. Well done. Clap for yourselves. Amazing. That was fun. I love that. We'll do more of that later, another time. So now we want to hand over to our lovely guest of the day. The guest of Women's Wednesday Wellness is Nikki Lana, who's going to read an excerpt of the book for us. So introduce the book and tell us what you're reading. Over to you.
So to reintroduce the book, this is The Colour of Madness. Yeah, just in case you can't hear me. So this is The Colour of Madness, the updated edition by Dr. Samara Linton and Dr. Rihanna Walcott, which is a collection of stories, poems, artwork surrounding mental health in the UK. All right, I think my mic's back now. Thank you. So this I'm going to read a short story from within the book that is called The Stigma of Suicide, written by Kalvinder Singh Dinsa. So a bit of a content warning due to the mention of topics such as suicide. So if you need to step out just for a few minutes, feel free to step out for a few minutes and come back, and then we'll just discuss around the book what we got from the story. All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll try to make this as smooth as possible. Don't think I've read out a story from since school. All right. Okay, so
Go for it.
in South Asian communities, the man is seen as the head of the household. So much is expected of him from the instant he takes on the responsibility to provide for his family. My father was a proud and gentle man who's always tried to do his best for those closest to him. My father was a good man. He was not a criminal. He did not commit a crime. He did not commit suicide. My father, Mohinder Singh Dinsa, died by suicide on 1st of March 2006. My father died from a mental illness that had corrupted his mind, silencing him forever. His death also silenced many more around him who were also deeply affected by his death. For a long time after his death, I tried to avoid using the word suicide. However, when it would slip into conversation, I would precede it with commit. In time, I realized that commit was not an appropriate word to use. Once upon a time, suicide was a crime in this nation before it was abrogated. I refuse to use this term anymore, as it's unfair to the victims of suicide and their families and loved ones left behind for them to carry this extra burden of implied criminality. Suicide stops people talking, whether it's the person who has just taken their own life or the loved ones bereaved and left behind to pick up the pieces. Lack of engagement with the bereaved is a serious problem in the Punjabi community, due to the apparent fear of upsetting close family, just not being able to broach the subject, or simply not knowing what to say. Another factor is the issue of shame and dishonour that is deeply instilled in the personas of Punjabi people and their culture. All these factors further diminish the good memories of the loved one who has passed on, and as they are no longer talked about, they could be forgotten about forever. Immediately after my father's death, I knew that I could never allow memories of him to be lost in time. Therefore, I decided to write down all the feelings and memories I still had of him in my life up to that point. They had to be written down for posterity, to be kept safe from the fear of one day losing them altogether, should my mind also be corrupted in the same manner as my father's. Suicide stops people in their tracks. On 1st of March 2006, that was definitely the case for me. It took me a long while to finally get back on track, an uncertain journey that eventually saw me on the straight and narrow. It began almost 9 years later when I heard about what led to the death of Robin Williams. The symptoms that he had been experiencing seemed to very much mirror those of my father's, the hallucinations in particular. The phantom aches and pains, as well as his confused state and issues with his memory. I now think of Robin Williams as the man who set me free, the man who provided me with a form of closure and an acceptance of what had happened. This freedom gave me the strength to do my utmost to help others who have also travelled a similar path. It was difficult to talk to anyone at the time. A cloak of silence seemed to have masked all attempts to understand why my father's death occurred. Religion mixed with custom, soaked in culture. Suicide was taboo, a stigma to be avoided at all costs. Eventually, I began to seek some professional help. Thankfully, I was referred to a mental health therapist who helped me set foot on the road to happiness. A person who listened without prejudice, unblemished by society's taboos. Pain was the motivator for my change, an opportunity to question my life and move on. There had been no time to stop and contemplate the darkness. I needed to be distracted. Thankfully, writing came to my rescue. During my darkest moments, I still had dreams of completing my story and one day releasing it as a book. As much as my doubts plagued me, thinking that I might never finish it, I refused to give up and kept pushing myself onwards by telling myself that my story needed to be told and only I could complete it. Nobody else was going to write it for me. I owed that to my father to finish our shared story, to continue to keep his memory alive. This was an extract from My Father and the Lost Legend of Pear Tree, Part 2. But were all of those who cannot see a way out, who are not able to communicate their thoughts or feelings, have no energy to engage, no ability to seek help, how do we help them? Anxiety and depression sap their spirit. Suicide will amputate it. Secrets can destroy lives, especially the lives of those who try to convince the world and themselves that they are not suffering. These people need to know that there is no need to hide and that there is a way out if they seek to destroy the stigma of mental illness. There are agencies out there that they can talk to who will understand what they're going through. You are not alone. It's time our community stopped ignoring the most vulnerable that are obviously in need of help. We need to accept that mental illness corrupts the mind. Let us all take the onus if we see someone in difficulty. We cannot leave it in the hands of those who suffer. We need to show them the light. Help is out there, if only we can help them to access it. For too long, the Punjabi community has treated mental health issues as a taboo subject. This has resulted in many within our community not being in a position to adequately help all those that experience mental health problems. This stigma needs to be eradicated and confronted head-on by us all. Enough is enough. Too many lives have already been destroyed and continue to be devastated by not dealing with the issue appropriately and effectively. Let's be honest, we all know what mental illness is and the debilitating effects it has on those who experience it. Even though we don't have a word for it in Punjabi, we are all aware of how it makes people behave and feel. Our greatest problem, therefore, is not that we don't have a specific word for depression, but that we don't talk enough about mental illness within our everyday lives. As a community, many Punjabis follow the Sikh faith. One of the fundamental outlooks in Sikhi is the feeling of always being in a positive mind. The notion of Chardi Kala, high rising spirits, the Punjabi term to aspire to maintain a mental state of eternal optimism and joy. Now, this is a wonderful outlook on life if you're in good health, but it's impossible to accept and live this way if you're going through a serious mental health crisis. Chardi Kala and prayers alone will not raise the spirits of someone who has found themselves consumed by the darkness of a mental breakdown. In addition to this, anyone who decides to share their inability to live in Chardi Kala with others may themselves become ostracized by people they confide in, as well as the wider community when news leaks out. Many of our own people do not want to be associated with such a negative attitude to life. Some even say that if you can't follow the path of Chardi Kala, you are not a true Sikh. Yet, it is the corruption of the mind that makes someone feel so low and dispirited, not a personal choice. In my life, I have come across numerous mental health disorders within our community: anxiety and panic disorders, bipolar disorder, dementia, depression, schizophrenia, and so on. Each of these is caused by a mixture of biological, psychological, and environmental factors. For example, people who have a family history of mental health disorders may also be more prone to developing one at some points during their life. Psychological factors and environmental factors such as upbringing and social exposure can form the foundations for harmful thought patterns associated with mental disorders. Changes in brain chemistry from substance abuse or changes in diet can also cause mental disorders. The consumption of alcohol within Punjabi culture is a factor contributing to the dual diagnosis of a mental illness and a comorbid substance abuse problem. Punjabi culture has accepted the consumption of alcohol to be a norm. It has been the perceived norm since the mass migration of Indians after the Second World War. This drink culture has been passed down generations without our community ever truly understanding or accepting the immense harm it does to us all, and especially to those with mental health disorders. This is fundamentally a problem of culture and not Sikhi in general. Sikhi alone is not going to provide us all with the cure that certain members of our community desperately require. This is not to say we must abandon Sikhi when seeking assistance from mental health professionals. Religious practice can still be integrated with medical expertise, but pursuing a religious lifestyle in the hope that Sikhi alone will cure a mental disorder is an approach that religious leaders must not continue to promote. With this approach, I believe we will continue to abandon those that experience the most extreme disorders by pushing them further into isolation. People with mental health problems need expert medical advice and attention, not to be shut away and trapped in their own thoughts. I know that there are Sikh organisations out there that combat the issues our community faces regarding mental health issues, and I'm quite sure there are organisations out there that are catering to the Punjabi community, but more needs to be done. Our community needs to steer vulnerable people in the right direction. People with mental health problems and their loved ones need to be provided with information and support from within the Gurdwaras and community centres. Our people are renowned for their strong spirit in times of crisis and adversity. We must now learn to help those among us whose spirits have been broken by the effects of mental illness. We must engage in conversation with all of those that have problems and let it be known to them that they are not alone, that we will stand with them and fight for them. For is that not the Sikh way? Let us keep talking, keep moving on, keep the faith. Let us disown the stigma of suicide within our community.
Thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you for reading that so beautifully, Nikki. That was awesome. I'm sure that has resonated with so many of us out there. Thank you so much. I wanted to ask you some questions regarding what we've just heard. There's a lot. I know there's a lot of questions that out there that you would want to also hit the comments with and ask regarding what you've just heard. So the question I would like to ask is, I know you mentioned the Sikh religion, the Sikh religion, and do you think that this is just peculiar, or what you've just read, to the Sikh religion and the Punjab
specific
culture?
to the-
Specific. Is it just a cultural thing just for the Punjabis and Sikh religion, or do you think there's a wider goal out there, a wider audience, a wider cultural reach that kind of shies away from the actual reality of mental health?
Yeah, for sure. I think what really resonated with me in that story is that although it is a story that is specific to someone from the Punjabi community and who has grown up in the Sikh religion, and I have not, I still found it to be very relatable, and it resonated a lot because I see a lot of similarities in, for example, how my own community within my heritage has attitudes towards mental health. So that's the Nigerian culture, or even on a wider scope, the African mindsets towards mental illness and sometimes illness in general, where I think there can be this attitude of just, don't dwell on the negative, just keep going, don't be dramatic, we've survived worse. And I think that sort of attitude can be harmful to someone who is going through one of the darkest periods of, I don't know, dark night of the soul, so to speak. They need that sense of realism that would come with getting some form of medical or professional support, as well as, like I think it said in the book, we can still have cultural specificity. We can still give respect to cultural ideas and the teachings that come with that, as well as getting that medical and professional support. So I think it's important to recognize the balance and the positives of using all of the tools at our disposal, and what we can do as communities of people in our different demographics, and also as just a wider community of all of us human beings, how we can approach mental illness and people who are suffering from mental illness.
Thank you for that beautiful explanation. So, not in summary, because we don't want to come to the end yet, but just to be more clear, would it be fair to say that this is a wider cultural bias? It's going across all cultures, that we kind of are shying away from actually dealing with the actual root of mental illness. And would it be also safe to say that a lot of people are out there going undiagnosed?
For sure, absolutely. I think it is definitely something that people in their individual communities can notice, but I think taking a step backwards, we could probably realize that generally that we have a lot of work to do still when it comes to societal attitudes towards mental illness and stigma, even though we have made leaps and bounds by comparison to how things were some years ago. You can see it and understand it, and even empathize with the previous older generations, especially in some of the ethnic communities, like the ones that we mentioned, the Punjabi community, the Nigerian community, and a lot of different ethnic communities. A lot of our grandmas, aunties, uncles, parents even, they didn't get diagnosed, they didn't get mental health support because they didn't have the privilege really of feeling like that was something that was accessible to them. Maybe they didn't even know where to go. Maybe they didn't even really necessarily know or have words for what they felt was wrong. So all they knew was what they knew and what they've been taught, which is to carry on, to stuff it down and get on with what you need to get on with, whether that's going to work, going to school, being a parent, whatever it is. And I think you can see how those attitudes kind of, they get passed on through generations and they can seep down. And I think one of the great things that we talk about with my generation, which I guess would be Gen Z and even millennials, and the generations that are coming now are just doing really great work to kind of break that stigma and break that taboo and talk openly about our mental health, maybe even too openly.
No,
sorry, I'm joking.
Can never be too open.
No, we doing a lot to break those stigmas and those taboos, and I think that's why you find a lot more that there is a lot more specific help with mental illness and wellness, that no matter what kind of person you are, you will be able to find some sort of group, some sort of even just community activity, something geared towards you and what you think will be helpful to kind of help to uplift you out of whatever it is that
So
you're dealing with.
The message is that there is hope. There's hope.
For sure.
We're breaking those chains. We're in tiny, I'd say we're taking baby steps, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're starting to break those chains, because like through discussions like this and shows like this, the awareness is getting out there, and through this beautiful, I cannot praise this book enough. Through this beautiful book, you'd have to get this book. You can get it on Amazon. I got mine on Amazon, but there are other lovely bookstores offline and online that you can get this book from. And did I mention the title again? The Color of Madness by Dr. Samara Linton and Dr. Rihanna Walcott. It's a book you really want to have on your personal library shelf. It's really tackling those issues that we I feel we have been sweeping under the carpet for many, not just years, but decades. There are our mothers, God rest their souls, who are of blessed memory, who have gone through certain types of mental illness. Would you agree? Who who never got diagnosed. They never got to find out really what was going on with them. I know of a gentleman. I've heard of a gentleman recently in his 40s, only just got diagnosed with a bipolar. All this time, he didn't know what was going on. He didn't understand. And being a man, I'm not generalizing, but some men will not go. Would you agree?
Yeah,
for,
absolutely.
Medical diagnosis. They just put it out there. It's just life. We just got to get on with it. We just got to push through. And you remember the British stiff upper lip. You just keep going. You just keep forging through, and that's life. And keep on. But no, these days, it doesn't. It's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. To go out there and get the help that you need. We all need this help. You, like Nikki said, as you read from there, so you are not alone. We are not alone. I think COVID really showed us when we were all in lockdown that we are all in this life journey together. Would you not say?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd agree.
So it's really great to hear that there are signposts, there are places that we can go to. Would you like to remind us of the places that we can get to get this specific help that we need?
For sure. Off the top of my head, some services that I can think of that might be great as direct access to the kind of culturally specific support that we've been talking about, or if not that, then maybe they can signpost you to that culturally specific help. Could be IAPT is one. Mind, the mental health charity I believe I've mentioned. There are also some smaller services like the NAS project that I've mentioned. There is SASH London, that's SASH, which is Support and Advice for Sexual Health London. So a bit more sexual health specific, but realistically, there's actually so many things that come under sexual health that impact mental well-being. And so it is worth it to give them a call and see whether there is anything that they can do for you. And if not, they are very good with signposting to other services, partner services, of which they have many. Aside from that, there are also...
You can't think of all of them
Yeah.
right now, because I did put you on the spot a little bit there, so I don't expect you to have a whole list of support services in your head right now. We will be putting them on the website. There will be a place for you to go to in the comments. We'll put them all there so that people can access this help and support that they need and require. So moving forward, I know that we've touched on the fact that there is hope out there. There are services that you can access. There are places to go. What do you feel is the deep message in the passage that you read out to us now concerning the topic of suicide? Why do you feel that there are so many people, men and women, walking around there out there with mental health, but they are not seeking that help that they need? They're not just helping themselves. They just don't. They probably know. They definitely know they need help.
Yeah.
But then they're just not going to get it.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I just want to call attention to Neems has left a comment which I find interesting, which is true. The problem is that a lot of them have long waiting lists and restricted funds, which is absolutely true. And it's a frustrating part. I think actually having the knowledge now of being on one side of the system, of being a client, a patient, and then also being on the other side of it, I think having that inside look, I understand it from both sides. I do understand that a lot of the time people are working within the absolute limits of what they can do and what they can offer. And the lack of funding is very restricting. So I think it's important to recognize that there are a lot of services who are really, really fighting tooth and nail, which I've had a first-hand look at, fighting tooth and nail to really get people the support that they need to really target the specific areas of concern, not just doing tick boxes that have existed for years and years before, but actually creating new initiatives, going out into the community and doing research and asking people, what do you need? What do you want? And that leads me on to the next point, which is that where these services are limited, where, you know, maybe you get 6 sessions with them and then no more time, which, you know, 6 sessions, a lot of the time, 6 to 12 sessions is not enough time to unpack and fully resolve trauma, if you can ever fully resolve trauma. But I think that's where community comes in. I'm a really big believer in the fact that we need community, and we need areas for people to be creative, areas for people to have outlets, areas for people to access fulfilling activities and hobbies for free or for a low cost. And that's something we don't have as much of nowadays. And I think that's why there's a lot of cool stuff that people like even JusCoolRadio are doing in the community, with the community football matches, and Eyes of Many with the work that they're doing, with providing a cultural hub for people to come and do creative activities. SASH is also offering that with their sisterhood group, which is specifically for Black women, where there's a lot of crafts, there's conversations like this, there's opportunity for trips to cultural exhibitions. So there's services that are doing those things, but there is also things that maybe we could be doing as individuals to build that community more.
Neens has made a very good suggestion.
Yes.
She said, I was on another live and they were suggesting they should do yoga and meditation at school age.
Yeah.
So I'm taking, you mean primary school age, Neems?
Well, I've also seen that Neens has said
She
that
wanted
secondary intervention at secondary school age is important.
Oh, there, that's right.
And
So
I think I definitely agree with that
Yeah.
we need more intervention from a younger age, and, you know, having these community outlets as well from a younger age is something that the youths are really missing, like youth clubs and shopping centres and all this stuff that kind of has reduced recently. I think giving people those outlets from a young age, if it could be that schools provided this more, or government access, whatever it is, I think it's very needed. And the more noise we make,
Neen said her daughter's primary school does this, so that's
great.
That's really encouraging to hear. Thank you, Neems, for sharing that. So, because I think it's really good to catch them young and start good practice from a young age.
For sure.
It's a state primary school as well. So thank you. That's good to know. It's not just these private schools, but also the state primary schools are incorporating these good practices.
Yeah.
It's really good to catch them young. I love that. I love that very much. I feel that do you also feel that it's like in the community that people are actually able, would it not be a good thing if they were able to actually access these services, and when they get there they see people that they can relate to and resonate with, and people that can change the narrative? You want to go somewhere where you feel you are at home. You feel that you are talking to someone who actually understands you, understands your culture, understands where you're coming from, what you're saying. They're not prejudging you the minute you open your mouth, all those type of things, because these are real and present biases for that we are unfortunately still experiencing in our society, specifically in the UK today.
I would absolutely agree, because I think cultural sensitivity is something that we've touched upon a few times in this show already, and I think it's one of the most important aspects to people actually feeling like they can access care, in particular people in communities like the ones that we've talked about, from ethnic backgrounds, whether that's black or brown or other. I think being able to access these mental health services and these charities and other organizations and actually seeing faces that look like yours is really important. And that's not to say, as I said earlier, I think cultural sensitivity can be practiced by anyone, no matter what your background. So that it will always be important as well, but you can't take away the importance of actually having people who have that lived experience in the room. It's something that's definitely helped on my journey whenever I saw a familiar face, and it's something that I can tell has also resonated with people who I've seen, clients that I've had now being on the other side of it, where they feel a relatability, they feel maybe a bit disarmed immediately by the fact that they're seeing a face that they feel some sort of connection to, however that may be. It reminds them of themselves, their sister, their mother, whatever it is, auntie, all of that.
Family member.
Exactly.
Whoever.
So I think it's important, and I think it's good that these workplaces are diversifying a lot nowadays, and there's even specific recruitment agencies that are practicing diversifying workplaces. If anything, we just need more of that way faster, and we need it to be something that actually the government incentivizes, especially in such a politically fraught time where those kind of what would you call it, initiatives are being taken away in some countries, some nations. We need now more than ever in the UK to double down on the fact that actually people deserve access to culturally specific and person-centered care. We're not all a monolith, when it's not all one size fits all, even if you are from a certain demographic or community, but having that extra specificity is just invaluable.
Thank you. So it's important that the government looks into funding and putting more extra funds into all these cultural and diverse initiatives. I think it is definitely an important aspect that
for sure.
I think they are starting to slowly come round to realizing that these are important aspects of the society to build the children up, like Neem said, right from the primary school. And she has shared with us that this makes a difference. The kids are calmer. Who doesn't love a classroom of 30 odd calm children? Yes, please. I would prefer to go into a school with calm children than those that are the opposite to that.
And also children are the future, right?
Absolutely.
So
we got to teach them young. We will be having more topics. The next week's topic is actually going to be super important, just to digress, regarding finance. But finance God's way, but catching the kids young. Because if you didn't know a bare fact, by the age of 7, kids have developed their actual financial, what they're going to do for the rest of their life. Actually, their habits are formed by the age of 7. So yes, it's always good to catch children really young, no matter what we're doing. So today we're talking about mental health, and we're talking about the well-being, and we're talking about ways in which we can go in and catch them calm. But it's not just about the children. It's not just about children. Children definitely are the future, as you mentioned, but we're talking about the adults in society who are undiagnosed and don't know which way to turn for the help that they need and should get. And hopefully through discussions like this on JusCoolRadio.com, Women's Wellness Wednesdays, we are bringing out the awareness to the people and to you. And it's really lovely to see. And also, as Neem said, it's also in the workplace. Again, it's important to be there in the workplace because the solution may have been missed when the adults that we have walking around now did not get what they needed when they were in primary school or secondary school or university. And now they find themselves in the workplace where they need these kind of outlets. And she's also gone on to say there is so much more, especially since COVID. Absolutely. You couldn't have put it better. I think COVID was really an eye-opener for the whole, not for the whole world. It was such an eye-opener how health matters and issues can change instantly, so quickly. What you couldn't have believed with your own eyes was happening right in front of us, and we had to think fast and on our feet, if
Mm-hmm.
we remember. So yeah, COVID has really shown us a lot of ways in which we can improve on the mental health. And again, there are a lot of what's it, long COVID, as they say.
Yeah.
People suffering long COVID now from that time when we were actually all forced into lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
It has led into different other avenues of issues have opened up,
Mm-hmm.
especially around mental health. What would you say about that? Those that have found it difficult to actually reintegrate back into society after being locked down, they found it really difficult to get back to the new norm kind of thing. And it's still going on. These are issues that can't be swept under the carpet and need to be dealt with.
Yeah, for sure. I think the repercussions of such a huge world event, such as the COVID, a pandemic, we're still dealing with the repercussions. I know maybe it's not talked about as openly anymore, but I for one have met a few people who are suffering from new disorders and allergies and long COVID that can really be debilitating. And as with any maybe physical disorder or physical condition, when it stops you from living life how maybe you've been used to living it before, that can be a real shock to the system, and it can affect your mental well-being as well as your physical well-being. And so that's why now more than ever as well, with people dealing with maybe those physical repercussions, but also the mental repercussions of reintegrating back into society, and maybe your anxiety has worsened, maybe your health anxiety has worsened, or your social anxiety. I think that's why more than ever we really need initiatives from the government. We need funding to be given to communities, to be given to people who are actually living in the communities and have the experience and the knowledge of what people respond to and what people don't respond to, and what people want more of and need more of. And this can be on an individual basis of getting your own type of support with your mental health. But also, as I've said, I really, really do believe in the power of community, in the power of just even having one thing that you love, that you look forward to, that means something to you.
Absolutely.
Can be so important just from getting you from one day to another. And of course, when dealing with especially severe mental illness, it can be a take it one day at a time sort of thing. So I really just hope that there will be, I see more and more great things popping up every day, people who are taking it upon themselves to put those things into community of games and fun and life and celebration. And if anything, I just want there to be even just more so of one or two or three general places where people can go to and actually find all of this stuff, because I know it can be so overwhelming and so hard to find where things are happening. A good start would be looking at your local council's websites, looking at some of the community centres and seeing what they're putting on, because a lot of them are doing great work. And are taking this same kind of attitude that I've talked about, of a community-led approach of finding what brings people joy and what brings people hope and purpose, and focusing on that and spotlighting it and helping them with it. So yeah, any places that you can find that and that you can signpost others to that, or you can invite others into that, is just, I think, really important.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Nikki. And just as Nikki has mentioned, it's you can go on several different websites and you can look for where there is actually community charities such as JusCoolRadio.com, with the eyes of men in the community, and they're doing great things with our youth. It's just so amazing and so inspiring. We're just loving what they're doing out there in the community. Need to get involved. It's just so super it's touching and inspiring to know that there are actual community charities out there that are just for the youth. They're really involving the youth in being confident in themselves and building themselves up with their skills, whatever skills they have, be it football, be it whatever it is, creativity. They're helping them to and encouraging them to do better and to become more rounded individuals. And again, like I said, it's always good to catch them young. Catch them when they're young, and it's so inspiring. I'll read out what Neems has said also. Give them the tools to manage stress and anxiety. Absolutely. If we can give them the tools, and hopefully it will help them to manage the stress, hopefully to manage anxiety, and hopefully to eradicate it eventually in the future at some point. And also educating people. Neems goes on to say, educating people about mental health also, as some people can be ignorant. And so it's true. It's a harsh truth, isn't it? Sometimes the truth is harsh, but where ignorance is, then that's where we bring in education and awareness to help eradicate that, and hopefully we can all move forward with being well informed and have a positive outlook on the future, because the future is bright, the future is hopeful. We're all doing the right things here. Thank you so much again for joining us today. We love that you've been participating and joining us. Thank you, Nikki, so much for all your interaction and enlightening us and giving us a beautiful outlook on this book. Lovely book of the week. This is our book of the week, The Color of Madness, Mental Health and Race in Technicolor. I'm telling you, I'm reading this, and it's my book. I'm going to finish it tonight. It's just that good. It's amazing. This book is really highlighting everything that we have been talking about here today. It's bringing the awareness. There are so many different real stories. These are real people in this book that are sharing and opening up their heart to you in this book, and you just really want to get it. Again, it's written by Dr. Samara Linton and Dr. Rihanna Walcott. Thank you so much for bringing this book to us, because it's just, I feel like I've got a piece of heaven here. And it's lovely colour, isn't it? I love the colour.
Do you want to show a bit of the artwork as well to
there's
anyone who's watching us on the live stream?
There is, thank you for that idea. There is a lot of art. Can you open it for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because Dr. Rihanna's sister is actually an artist. Hey, Maya! And she's an amazing artist, and she has contributed to this book. She's got some lovely artwork in there. Really brings the words to life. Thank you, Neems. Yes, it really... Just to show a little bit. When you get the book, you will understand. Can you see that? You have to really get the book to feel the passion that these people have poured into this book, and it's given them a voice. Those that didn't have a voice are getting the voice, and this is what we're trying to do here. So really quickly, I would like to hand out a tip of the day. Yay! We've got to the tip of the day. Well, who can guess what the tip of the day could be? It's a simple thing. It's something that we do every single day. At the end of our day, what do? We go to bed. But guilty as charged. I think COVID and the pandemic sort of put me into bad habits of staying up way past my bedtime. Can anyone relate to that? It can't just be me.
I can relate for sure.
Yeah, going to bed early. Going to bed early is good for us. It's something, I remember when I was young, I grew up with a foster mum. That's another topic for another day. But I know she loved me. She loved me more than you'd ever know. But sometimes I used to think, does this woman even like me? That everyone else in the house is up and it's still daylight outside. But she's putting me to bed at 7 o'clock. And I really used to protest. I don't want to go to bed. I'm not tired. I'm thinking, but you know what? The woman loved me, and she knew what was good for me. She knew what was good, because the more sleep we get, the more healthier we are, and the brighter we are, and more focused in the morning. So I just wanted to read out to you that why it matters to go to bed early. Early to rise, our bodies repair themselves. Did we all know that? That while we're sleeping, our bodies are so clever. They're actually going to work and repairing ailments within our bodies while we sleep. But we need that sleep so that it can do its work, so the body can get to work. So have you noticed when you go to hospital, they actually give you medication that will just mellow you a little bit, help you to sleep more, because the more you sleep, the more you're going to recuperate and get healthy and get well and be able to get out of that hospital and get on with life. Got on with life. So again, like I mentioned, you wake up early and bushy-tailed and bright in the morning, and you have more mental focus. It helps the mental focus. So how would we practice this? How do you think we would practice this? Because when we've already fallen into bad habits, how do you think we can get out of bad habits? What do you think?
I think specifically in relation to sleep, I think it's just so easy to, to not get the right amount of sleep, to not have a sleep routine. Life can get busy and very full, and when it does, sleep can be one of the first things to go. And I think what's helped me anyway, and everyone might have little things or little tips or
Tips, tricks,
ways that
ways, yeah.
that you find through years of living with yourself what works to get you to bed and get you the best sleep that you can get. For me, it can be doing just a few minutes of stretching before bed, a few minutes of stretching when I wake up. I find it gives me a really good reset, and for going to bed, it just relaxes me, loosens up the muscles, which we know the looser your muscles are, the easier you'll go to sleep. And I think having a few minutes of whatever it is that you want to do before bed, that you do every time. I mean, when I get time or I feel I have the energy or motivation, I will do it for a bit longer. Maybe I'll do a half an hour session of just stretches and warming up or warming down. But even if I'm really tired and it feels like I can't do this today, I'll try to do just a little tiny bit, 1 or 2 minutes, and that does help me. Alternatives could be having a bath before bed,
or going for a walk.
Some music, lighting some
music,
candles,
lowering the lights.
There's a lot of tips out there. I think it's about workshopping them and finding what works for you and not beating yourself up too much.
These days, everybody has a mobile phone. Most people have a mobile phone. So what we could do is set timers. We can set time. Oh, is that my grandson? We can set timers. So I don't know, around about 8 o'clock maybe. Maybe that's a bit early for some, but you could set it for 9 o'clock to just start winding down whatever it is you're doing and start heading towards the bedroom. So at least you're there, especially if you've got work the next day. So at least I think a healthy time to get to bed would be, say, 10 p.m. You're actually head on the pillow.
It's a great time to aim for. I just wanted to quickly say I really loved Neem's suggestion of breathing and meditation. Which helps before bed, which is something that I try to practice. And thank you so much, Neems, for joining. You have a great day too.
Thank you.
You stay blessed.
Bye-bye, Neems. Thank you so much
Take
for
care.
joining and participating. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, so those are very good tips about the stretching and breathing and meditation.
Yep.
And some meditation prayers go hand in hand. So prayers before bed, going to put you in the right stead for really great dreams. And so set those timers. Make sure that you're in bed. Aim to be in bed by 10, around 10. If you can aim that way, anywhere, either side is good. 8 hours of sleep is really good. If we can get those 8 hours in, then you're going to find you're going to feel so relaxed, so ready and focused, and really heading for the day. When you wake up, you feel ready to face the day. And so you're feeling refreshed and excited to face the day ahead.
I feel another one more tip on that is
for preparation, yeah?
Yeah, it's just, well, less so preparation, but more so in the event that you're not able to get the amount of sleep that you wanted to get. Something I found is don't beat yourself up about it.
Absolutely.
Don't
Yeah, we're
get
good at beating ourselves
yeah
up.
like don't
Yeah.
be stressed about. I know sometimes I can do it where I'm already going to bed and I'm tense and I'm stressed about the day ahead because I'm like, I'm going to be so tired. Why am I only going to get 6 hours? How did it get to this? But
Yeah.
that's when you really need to, like, maybe it is just doing some breathing. Maybe
Let it
just
go. Let it
just
go.
you won't be able to see this if you're just listening in, but I'm just kind of loosening my jaw around, just loosening my muscles, all of that, and
Very
trying
good,
to
very good.
be
I'll join you. We're
trying to be
loosening
the
our
least
muscles.
amount tense that you can
Yeah.
be, because whatever it is, even if it's a few hours of sleep, you
Yeah.
can still try and make it the best quality that you can by
Well-
just not being too hard on yourself.
8 hours is like ideal if you can, but don't beat yourself up if it's 1 hour more or 1 hour less. You know, as we grow older and wiser, and you find that you may need a little less sleep. You don't have to have the full 8 hours, and you're rearing to go. You're okay. So, very good tip about not beating yourself up if you don't get those full 8 hours. Every day it doesn't quite work out like that, but we can still function. And just make sure that you breathe, you relax, you meditate, you walk, you do whatever it is that will make you happy, and just relax. Sometimes you don't have to fall asleep in the middle of the day. You can just take a power nap with your eyes open. You just relax. Just stop. Like we did at the beginning and in the middle. Stop, breathe, stretch, relax, and just feel loose. Just feel good again about yourself and what you're doing. So again, we're going to try and incorporate these good, healthy sleeping habits, and you will benefit from them. You will find that you benefit from them yourself. So yeah, that's good. So just recapping on the highlights of today. I mean, wow, hasn't it been an impactful 2 hours? We're just so grateful. I'm just going to have to ring my drum. Yep, you get free for excellent there, my darling. And like I said, remember, jump in June. We're going to learn how to play this drum properly. We've got an amazing guest coming who's going to teach us how to play the African drum. I cannot wait. Oh, I'm so excited. And I'm going to learn how to play the violin again. It's absolutely fantastic. But coming up next week, we have a lovely guest who's coming in to teach us about our finances. Finances, God's way, the way God intended it to be. And also how to grab your children young and instill the awareness of finance in them from a very young age. I think it's needed. I think so. I wish someone had taught me about finances before I was 7, before I was 10.
Yeah.
At least when I was young.
Me
But,
too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. We won't go into that right now. But you know, it's never too late. It's never too late.
Indeed.
But we love that you have joined us, and thank you again. We want you to just keep coming back with your tips. Tell us about your stories about health and well-being. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to share it all here. We're going to talk about it. We're going to find ways to get to the truth of the matter.
Every Wednesday, 12 to 2 p.m. Just Cool Radio.
Love it, love it, love it. I wondered, where did that come from? Did you see me? No, that's absolutely right. Every Wednesday. So we're taking the week and we're dissecting it in half. So we've got through Monday and Tuesday, but welcome Wednesday. We love it because we are just rejuvenating ourselves and rewinding and rejuvenate so that we can face the rest of the week all pumped up and ready to go. Because we've got those tools, like Neen said. We've got the tools and we've got the tips, and we know what we're doing now. We know where we're going, and what we haven't tackled this week, we'll see you next week. So we are going to close now with some lovely music to keep you calm.
And just before we play you out with some nice tunes, just give you one last mantra to close, which is, I make positive changes one day at a time. And Mum, if you want to do one last breathing exercise.
Yeah.
Yep. while you can ponder on that affirmation of I make positive changes one day at a time.
So I'd like us to just think about that, break it down as you are making positive changes in your life, because you have got, now you have the tools. Now we know we're going to set those alarms. So we're going to make that change one day at a time and not beat ourselves up. Let's breathe in through the nose for 4. Hold it. And out for 6. One more time. Let's breathe in for 4. Hold it. And release for 6. Slowly. Let's do one more round. Breathing in. 4. Hold. And relax. For 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you. And Brown Stinks, thank you as well for thanking us. What a wonderful afternoon with you. We've had a wonderful afternoon. And would you like to have one last thought, what would you like to leave us? What's one takeaway you'd like us to take away with?
Just thank you so much for having me on the show. It's been a lovely afternoon. And yeah, everyone, there's hope out there. There is community out there for all those who seek it. And yeah, I just hope you all find it. And please do check the Just Cool Radio website for any places we can signpost you to. And we will play you out with a beautiful song that exemplifies the importance of community and love.
So thank you again for that. Remember, it's JusCoolRadio.com, Women's Wellness Wednesdays, and we are disturbing the silence and catching the eyes of many. Thank you so much for joining us today. We love it, and we look forward to seeing you again, same time, next Wednesday at 12 to 2.
It's nice to hear your voice again. I've waited all day long, even wrote a song for you. It's strange the way you make me feel. With just a word or two, I'd like to do the same for you. It's nice to hear you say hello. And how are things with you? I love you. But very soon it's time to go. An office job to do while I'm here writing songs for you. Strange how a phone call can change your day, take you away, away from the feeling of being alone. Bless the telephone. It's nice the way you say my name. Not very fast or slow, just soft and low, the same as when you tell me how you feel. I feel the same way too, I'm very much in love with you. I'm very much in love with you.
Disturbing the silence. Everybody turn it up loud, loud, loud. Just Cool Radio. Madina.
Are you looking to take your business, community project, or product to the next level? Want to reach a dynamic and engaged audience? Look no further than JusCoolRadio.com. At JusCoolRadio, We offer the perfect platform to showcase your brand. Our diverse programming and loyal listeners are the ideal match for your advertising needs. Whether you're a local business, an emerging entrepreneur, we've got you covered. Want to add some star power to your event? Book Just Cool Radio talent to bring excitement and professionalism to your next big occasion. Our talented hosts and DJs will keep your audience entertained and engaged. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Visit JusCoolRadio.com today to learn more about our affordable advertising packages and booking options. Just Cool Radio, disturbing the silence, catching the eyes of many.